To be on long. I just wanted to touch bases with you on a recent video that I watched. And this video is of former Love and Hip Hop cast member April Jones. Now, April Jones was quite upset with Jason Lee about him interviewing Omarion from B2K. And this interview was basically on, I guess, certain interactions that we all know Jones to have had with Lil Fizz. And April is proclaiming that she feels that Jason Lee should have got her side of the story, but her side of the story isn't really needed because we already got enough of what we know. And that is the fact that she did have a romantic encounter with Omarion's fellow band member. And from what we know, Omarion and Little Fizz were quite close. So April Jones is still upset that she slept with Little Fizz, who is Omarion's, pretty much, it was his brother at a time, in the form of the bro code being broken. And April Jones seems to be standing in a guilt train, as I want to say. She's really feeling the effects at the moment because she did state that she had recently lost her father. So I think the limelight being placed back on her, pretty much stating that they can always continue to bring it up. Jackson, hello, darling. I'm just giving a little quick celebrity news. I saw a video of April Jones, and she seemed to be heavily concerned about an interview that was done on her relationship with Little Fizz, and the interview was done with Jason Lee and Omarion. She wants to be able to tell her side of the story, but what she has to understand is that once the facts are out, there's not much else that you can have. She wanted to yell out that she is for the woman, but what does this really have to do with women's empowerment if this was something that you did? If you are comfortable in who you may have had an encounter with, then what the news feed states really should not matter, April. And she pretty much kind of stated that in her video. Oh, sorry. Because she would not have came so hard at Jason Lee, who was simply an interview. Sassy Francis, hello, darling. Hey, Sassy. I was just doing a quick little on April Jones, the former Love and Hip Hop Hollywood cast member. We had all known what went down, and we saw Omarion take it quite not too personal. He took it, man, and Even though I do think that his relationship with Little Fizz was childhood. I am sorry about that, you guys. My connection. Connection. So, yeah, so that's what I wanted to state, that April had a strong statement towards women's empowerment, and she stated that she is fighting for the women. But in this scenario, other women have nothing to do with who you decided to have a romantic encounter with, and it being someone so close to your baby's father. This is where we're at, April Jones. And you're upset. Hello, Whoa Wayne. How you doing? You're upset because people continue to bring it up in the social media. And at the time you were feeling, I guess, more vulnerable, being the state of your family affairs. But you're gonna have to learn to suck it up, okay? Because other women did not sleep with their baby's father's pretty much best friend. Other women didn't do it. So you can't bring other women into this scenario just because your baby's father decided to do another interview. You should have thought about having a conversation with him and Little Fizz outside of the social media, because it doesn't sound like you wanted people to find out. This is what it's looking like now, April. It's looking like you wanted to keep it hidden for you to come live to have a discretion against an interviewer. You didn't say that he was spurring out lies about you. No, you stated that you wanted to tell your side of the story. What is your side of the story to give April Jones at this point in time? The facts have been set out. There's nothing you can do to clean up your image because we know their background. So he can be the most hatefulest baby's father ever, and it still will not look decent for you in your eyes, apparently. So it's nothing that women's empowerment can do for you at this point. You can be for women all day. Hey, that's a great state of affairs for you to take, but it has nothing to do with your situation that you created with Little Fizz. Hey, Keena, how you doing, darling? Yeah, I just was giving a little bit of this out. Yeah, you said, is she still with Omarion, or am I completely out the loop? Yeah, Keena. Yeah, they have broken up. Yeah, April Jones and Omarion have been broken up. Yeah, for quite some time now. But she was highly angry at the fact that Jason Lee did this interview with Omarion, and she wanted in on the interview. She said that she wanted to be able to tell her side, but you can't make that man's image tarnished or make the public feel sorry for you in any way, April. Nothing's gonna make you look better by you if you even came out here and said that he did the worst to you, and that's why you ran to his best friend. That nothing's gonna make it look any better. So I think that instead of trying to bring life to your said story that was already put out on the open furnace of the social media, instead of you trying to do that, maybe you should continue to have more concerns over your grieving process that you stated you brought light to, that must be the reason that you were having this outburst towards an interviewer. But even if you were to be able to get this supposed side of the story out that we actually already heard on Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, however much truth of it that was placed out, because the way it seems that you want to take it is, what do you want to do? You want to throw away the gatherings of details that you gave out about what may have happened between you and Little Fizz, as well as Omarion, and a whole mix. You can't throw that out. What are you trying to create at this point, April? What was said, what was said. You need to recover from that error or the placement. If you feel okay with it, if Omarion may not want to get over it, then there's no need for you to try to latch on to a woman's empowerment. That's it. If we're gonna really play it, if this was done reverse, and maybe you wanted to bring it up again, it's really nothing that can be done. Omarion can jump on the train of we bros gotta stick together. What's sticking together? Well, it's nothing that needs to be stuck together. This is what you have done. So I hope April Jones, after her grieving process has subsided, I know when you lose somebody, especially that close to you, that you know it takes a lot of time, but hopefully she'll be able to really see things for what it is, that the truths have been put out already. And Omarion may still be feeling the effects. You can't change the way he feels by trying to run to the quote of us women have to stick together. There's no sticking together. This was something that you created by yourself, April. Okay, well, you and Omarion's best friend. And it looks like you're mad about it. So after the grieving process, it's going to be time for you to move forward, to just state the complete fact that this was something that you did that you can't change at this point. So all you can do is let that man, if he feels that he may want to express it again, you have to let him do it, because you can't make him look bad on anything that he may have done. Nothing is going to put any type of bad light on him for you running to his best friend to have an encounter with someone that was so close to him, and you're making it into something that's bigger. Is at this point, you gotta just let him talk, and you're gonna have to stand in it. It seems like you're being very shaky and unbalanced about standing in it. You don't want to do it. You're feeling uncomfortable. That is your issue, April Jones. But you're just gonna have to get over it. You're gonna have to pick it up like a big spoon of dirt, and you're gonna have to throw that spoon back, and you better keep walking. Nothing that you say on your side is gonna make Omarion look at fault because he didn't sleep with your best friend. You slept with his, or quote unquote, and a romantic involvement. So, April, don't make yourself look worse than where you may have been in the past. If that man may have something to say, let him say it. If you have something to say, then I'm quite sure Jason Lee, if you had came at him more correctly, I'm quite sure he would have had a conversation with you if you really had something that you wanted to address on this matter. But all in all, the facts are there. You had an encounter with this man's close friend after you had a relationship with him. What do you need to say, April? You could have said that instead of coming for Jason. If you really had something else to say, because it's not looking better for you on this situation. If you want it to be out here and you want more women to be involved with it, you're trying to bring more women in. So what are you trying to say? Are you trying to say it's okay to break the bro code? Is that what if you want more women to come forth and say, yeah, let's stand for sleeping with somebody's best friend. Let's stand for that. What other women are going to look at you not sideways for trying to bring them into this situation that you fully created with another man, not a woman? So, no, women's empowerment is not the way for you to go with this. You can stand with women all day long, but this situation has nothing to do with other women. It's with you, Omarion, and Little Fizz. If you're not comfortable with it, just say you're not comfortable with it. But on these effects, Jason Lee was not wrong. Call Jason Lee, April Jones. Ask him, can you give him your side of the story? Or something that you could have did when you was trying to fuss him out. I appreciate you all for joining me. Please let me know what you think about this situation as well. April Jones is quite upset. Yes, I do think that maybe a little bit of the pressures of her father passing may have brought vulnerability upon her in her state of mind that have made her create these scenarios that she needs other women to band together with her to help her fight this situation that she created. No one told her to sleep with somebody's best friend or an encounter. an alleged encounter. You can't rip up a real life situation. You can't rip that up. You can rip up a script and walk away, but that's not what happened, April. Yeah, Keena, she is going to fight this herself. Yeah, she brought it on herself. Yes. Other no, other women are not a part of this. And then you said something that really shook your own table, April Jones. She stated that she's not a victim. So if you're not a victim, what is why are you trying to call for women's empowerment? If you're not a victim in the situation, April, that makes no sense. I'm sorry. You're gonna have to make that make sense because you want to sit over here and take the resource of women's empowerment and I am for women, but you're not a victim. So what are you calling for the women for in this situation? We want to know, darling. Okay. So yeah, um, I I think April, you can continue to be your beautiful self and take this time to just grieve through it and instead of seeming like you're ready to because she stated that Jason Lee wouldn't be in the same room with her. It seemed like she wanted to kind of rough Jason Lee up. But for what at this point? Ask for an interview then, April. There's no reason to want to beat up Jason Lee. You're looking mad at a situation that was created by you saying, hey, best friend of my baby daddy, let's go study. No one, well, you know what? I guess somebody's going to find out. But we did it anyway. That's what it looks like, April. Yeah. So, yeah, you can't, if you're not a victim, you can't yell out women's empowerment. You can stand with women all you need to, but you're trying to bring a situation into the women's empowerment. That's usually victimhood. So let us know. Okay, what you need the strength for? What do you need the strength for? You need the strength for confidence of standing in your ish. Okay. Okay, if you need that from the women's empowerment, then that's something I can understand. Do you want to stand with the women that have a hard time standing in what they have created? Okay. Then we can understand that. April Jones. All right, but right now, you're just looking like a mad woman on something that you did. Just keep standing, April, in it and move forward because you did state that you did not care what other people may have thought about you. So you should be putting this in the past. But if you're not ready to close it, then just call Jason Lee because he seems to still have some interest in it on the inside of what Amarion said. Hey, Miss Dovey. Hey, baby. So yeah, y'all, that's something I just wanted to address. Oh, Miss Dovey and darling, I will be I'm gonna hit you up on IG love. Yeah, or I might give you my IG on Oh, on a community post, or yeah, I think I got you right on Instagram though, Miss Dovey. Yeah, so we'll get all that set and squared away. So I greatly appreciate y'all joining me today. I really wanted um to get some insight and talk to y'all on this story of April Jones, because I saw that she seemed to be in a tiff. She was not happy, and I wanted to understand where she was coming from. And as I was listening to her, things were getting more uncomfortable, it seemed, for her. While we already know what happened, but she seems to have more to the story. There's nothing else you can add, April. Amarion is the story of the victim. If you wanna state that you're not the victim, somebody has to be. Somebody has to be then. That you must know it. You said victim, not Amarion, not Jason Lee. That's what you stated. And you screamed woman's empowerment. I am for women. Don't yell out the women. The women are going to say no. Don't yell for me. We didn't have anything to do with Omarion or Little Fizz. We didn't have anything to do with it. We watched with the men, April Jones. We watched you say it with the men. We were right there with popcorn, with chicken wings. Okay, they were looking, and it was adding up. Okay, what happened? The women were right there with their men. The women's empowerment were looking too. They were right there looking too. When you said, yes, Omarion, I slept with your best friend. Yes, I did, baby daddy. They were looking at you say it too. So you're trying to run to them. Who do you want to run to? Do you want to run to the woman's empowerment, or do you want to run to the woman? Or do you want to run back to Little Fizz or Marion? April, gather yourself, darling. Okay? You said you're not the victim. So you're running. Who are you running to? Or from? That's it, you guys. So yeah, thank you so much for joining me. Yeah, Kenna, you said honest road. You are refreshing. So yeah, I love to talk celeb gossip. Gossip. Yes, darling. I'm glad you joined me. Yeah, I like to have these conversations, and what I see with the celebrities. I used to watch Love and Hip Hop all the time, and I followed through a lot of the storylines, a lot of the stuff that was real as well. And it was always a really good time. It was a time where Love and Hip Hop was popping, especially on Instagram, because like everything, we saw it all for quite some time, and we saw a lot of the truth that followed that story. So yeah, that was it, you guys. I want to say thank y'all for joining me. Kenna and Miss Dovey and my whoa Wayne. I hope y'all enjoy y'all evening. And my Jackson, yes. And we will be talking more, you guys. On the celebrities. I may even touch back on Krishan, because I do have some more information on that that I just found out. So yeah, we might discuss that some more. All right now, yeah. Yeah, Kenna, you have a great night too. I will be talking with you guys soon. All right, everybody. Sweet dreams. Honest Row signing out. And April Jones, please make it make sense for the women's empowerment and yourself. Bye, everybody.